Welcome to another edition of another pay-per-view podcast, exclusively here on the Popcast Network. Now, this is a Smackdown brand pay-per-view, and this is the last pay-per-view podcast we do here on this network, where I'm sitting in the chair that I'm currently sitting in and the state that I'm currently staying in, because in about 3 weeks, is the next WWE pay-per-view, and that is Fastlane. And as long as everything lines up, Fastlane will be the first Popcast from Orlando.
Except it won't be, because Owen will be at fucking TNA.
And then we'll see what happens. You're probably right, but we'll see what happens.
I'm fucking galling. Go to the other 3 days and just sacrifice Sunday.
Sunday's when all the good stuff will probably happen.
Probably not. Josh Barnett, fuck off.
Welcome, Jeremy and Aiden Quinn and Logan Burton to chat. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Yes, Tim, follow the buzzards indeed. We have a new WWE champion. Just listen to Uncle Dave. He'll lead you to the right path. Bray Wyatt is now a champion.
Also, fuck everybody that kept him back for the last 5 years.
No lie. And how appropriate, even though we're getting way ahead of ourselves, that it ends with 2 pinfalls. Clean pinfalls, if you will. No interference, no Wyatt interaction, no nothing. 2 clean pinfall wins over John Cena and AJ Styles.
Yep.
And a huge reaction from the crowd, too.
Obviously, because they know he's been fucked over. Keep in mind, and I'll over that later. That's Bray's first title
In general.
Properly.
No.
The
That's
whole
his
tag,
first
because of
title
the tag
overall.
title third rule, he didn't win it by himself.
No.
That's his, he didn't even get a US or an IC title.
Nope.
His of languishing in fuckitude and injury is the biggest title in the company. Because, sorry, Raw, the Universal title is just fucking shit. I like the fact now, I've just realized this as well. The fact that now the Smackdown title is the WWE title, the Universal title makes it sound grander, even though it's a secondary title to the one on SmackDown.
Right.
So, I don't want to say fuck Kevin Owens, but fuck Kevin Owens. Well, not really him. Fuck creative. Fuck Vince. Oh, where have I heard that before? Hashtag every fucking week.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about tonight. So Jeremy says, I don't know about Naomi getting put back on TV 3 weeks ago and now winning the championship. Now kind of shifted Alexa Bliss. We'll get to that. Don't worry. I've got thoughts on that, especially with a botched finish. But we'll get to that momentarily.
Be patient, people.
Yeah. No worries, Jeremy. We'll get into that.
To get fucking livid about.
You're correct. And again...
And sadly, because that other sick guy that isn't talking right now was watching, awards and awards and awards. And is probably keeping a swift eye on the Grammys for just the fact that it's on his telly and it's not a thing that he had to pay money for. Then again, fuck that, I didn't. I think he got the better end of the stick. I hate to say it, but WCPW sort of delivered better overall than this.
We'll talk about True Destiny on Wednesday, but I will say right now that just like with the Royal Rumble, even though the Royal Rumble was like a one night only reunion of 2016, even though we had that, there's the same situation tonight as there were at the Rumble. Because given the fact this is leading to WrestleMania season, which of course directly affects me now, something else directly affects me, and that's the fact this is also award season. And we are 3 award shows away from being over. The one that was tonight, then of course the 2 that are still coming up. One that doesn't really much matter, but it was just kind of, it's fun. And then the big one, of course. And then I moved to Orlando the next day. So there's a lot to do in a short time to do it.
How much am I inferred by?
I don't have that. I don't have those numbers right now. The BAFTA battle tonight, AJ won 13-10-10.
10. Oh, fucking hell! That's triggering me.
13-10-10 was the final score.
Fuck
so yeah,
it. I'm calling it now. WCPW fans, stop thinking you're in WWE. Seriously. It doesn't make you look utter cunts.
Of course.
And the curse of Evolve struck WCPW. Did you hear about that?
I actually, thank you to P. Windsor. I got to read a very detailed description of the show. And yeah, I found out that it happened real early too.
During the opening match.
During the first match, exactly.
Top rope the most. God damn it. They're cursed.
And it happened during the match too. That's what makes it even worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool, Logan. He's going to Smackdown this Tuesday. I remember he said something about that last week. So yeah, Logan, give us details on Wednesday about the Smackdown show in chat, and I'll definitely relay it to everyone.
I've just realized what somebody needs to do as a sign. Not because you'll probably get away with it because it isn't like advertising anything else or
Nice.
what culture.
Okay.
Go to Google image search and get a high quality picture of an actual buzzard and just stick it on a board and hold it up. And then if people don't follow you, tell them they're idiots.
Oh, that's great. Can the Elimination Chamber go to American Airlines Arena in 2018? Maybe.
I think the Elimination Chamber went to the Amway Center in New York.
The Amway Center is not in New York.
Oh, no. Sorry. Brooklyn. Barclays Arena. So I'm getting all these arenas confused because they're all going everywhere. UFC announcing everything. Holy shit!
I don't know. I don't know if Miami could get the Elimination Chamber down the line. That'd be kind of cool. I mean, Miami's still not extremely far away. I mean, if Scott
it's only one pay-per-view a year though, which is the problem.
That's true. Aiden, that's funny you mentioned that because in about 2 weeks I will be joining you as well. So I'll be moving to Florida. Pedro asked the question.
Where's the Rumble again?
The Rumble?
The Rumble's in Philly.
Rumble's in Philly. And Mania's in New Orleans.
If anything, I'm guessing next year could be somewhere like LA or San Francisco.
Could go to the East Coast next year.
They'll put the Royal Rumble on
the West Coast, sorry.
Elimination Chamber and Fastlane or something, west to Midwest. And then New Orleans as close as they can, pretty much to the center of America to some extent. So, they'll spread it out. Sort of like how they did this time. Because San Antonio, center.
Right.
Arizona, more west than east. Because obviously if the talents are going to be in Nevada and... Do we know where Smackdown is?
Smackdown, you mean this Tuesday?
Yeah.
I can look into it.
I'm guessing it's somewhere. I mean, it might be Reno, I guess. They have done SmackDown shows there.
Oh, that's great. Considering what day it is, SmackDown this week is in Anaheim.
Yeah, so they're in Cali. But yeah, the whole idea is the first 3 pay-per-views, they always try and cover the 3, like, Central, West, and East in whatever combination. So if we know the fact that next year's Mania is in New Orleans,
right,
and Philly's getting the Rumble, probably means this year again, the West Coast is probably getting. It could be Seattle. Hell, they could even put it like in Toronto. Well, perhaps Toronto, perhaps like Montreal or something.
And judging with everything now, I mean, obviously Orlando is probably going to get some sort of a pay-per-view, most likely a Raw brand or a SmackDown singular brand next year, because we had the Rumble last year, we get WrestleMania this year, so I have a feeling that, I mean, you can't get Survivor Series, so that's already taken care of. We already have WrestleMania. It can't be SummerSlam, so it's going to have to be like one of the secondary shows. And Miami is definitely getting some things before too long, to be honest.
Fucking Impact Wrestling, you dumb cunt.
Yes.
Bloody James Corden saying, how to use a folding chair. And the quote he said was, wrestlers get hit with better chairs than this. Impact Wrestling jumps on this for publicity. You stupid idiots. You just made the list.
TLC. TLC is actually a possibility, Pedro, now I think about it.
The list of fucktards.
Miami's definitely getting something soon. Obviously, they're gonna get Raws and SmackDowns. I have a feeling that means that eventually they're gonna get another pay-per-view, and eventually I think Miami's gonna get WrestleMania back. But we got to get away from the East Coast for a little bit after the next couple of years. Go out west for a time and then go back to the East Coast.
Kanye's gonna be pissed. Kanye's gonna be pissed. Record of the year went to Adele.
Predictions on Gold Derby. I love it. So, let's get into the show, shall we? It's nice to see that Sam Roberts is back.
Point 1.
Here we go.
Fucking Carmella.
What's this about? Seriously.
Why is she Peter Rosenberg? AKA, why the fuck is she on my screen? Are we establishing the fact Eva Marie, we don't know what the fuck's going on with her? I don't even think that's news.
Right.
Because I think she's wanted out ever since she got all the publicity that she needed of the TV show. Now that she isn't on it, she realizes, I just make shit making my own clothes.
Did you see the picture of her with like 35 guys from William Morris?
Ugh.
She's once out of wrestling, you can definitely tell.
Yeah, James Ellsworth looking like a white version of Ice Cube.
No,
Sense that he looks like a fucking retard.
Jamie Kennedy. Remember when Jamie Kennedy was B-Rad?
I'd say the white chicks. That bad.
Oh my god. Yeah, Logan, WrestleMania will probably end up going back to the West Coast again sometime soon.
And then, of course, Dasha got fucked for being involved in every single bit when they went to it.
Yeah.
Like, this match just happened. What's your thoughts? In fact, we've got a skybox. You could see the fucking fake wall that they put in between the seats to create the, in inverted commas, skybox.
This is horrible.
If it's an actual skybox, make it a skybox. You know, like the one from, what was it, Judgment Day 2003? When fucking Eric got the window or something?
Something like that.
When it was an actual sky. Rather than, yeah, let's get some seats in the stand, put some fake wall, you know, it's not even fake news, it's just fake walls. Aside from that, hopefully King Ross mentions this. Fucking JBL tripped up again.
No, yeah, he definitely fell.
He was doing some like stupid fucking dance to his music down the ramp, and he tripped over himself and fell on his ass.
Pedro says anyone with fake walls around them has a fighting chance.
JBL likes big, muscular women.
You may just know what just happened to Carmella. Inserts a hater as a dinosaur killing her. I just don't want to see Carmella on my screen anymore. She never should have been brought up to the main roster, ever.
Yeah. 3 matches happened. My opinions were mixed on them. But the odd thing out was always Carmella. And that's the problem.
She didn't seem like she wanted to be there. Okay, I understand if Carmella's in there so she could scout the other people in the women's division, but she was just there to take up space.
Yeah, she didn't give a fuck about any of them.
Right.
Like, you're so committed to being champion, you just want to eat popcorn and talk to your, in inverted commas, you know, the size of the Superdome boyfriend. Like, holy shit.
And the hits keep on coming because we get our first match of the night.
Oh, no.
Mojo Rawley, the scourge of my existence, taking on Kurt Hawkins. Is it just me, or did Mojo Rawley have, like, this mark?
Oh, fuck, son. Oh, fuck, son. It's happened.
Okay.
Album of the year is Adele. She fucking won everything. Fuck you, Beyonce.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah, Aiden Quinn doesn't like Carmella either. Pedro says, felt random the many times a night they had to go to them on recap. Like, really? Yeah, no lie.
God,
Mojo
says a lot. Looking at the trending stuff, you know, Chambers beating the Grammys, which probably says quite a bit. And then the UK, which is partially UK but partially global. You've got awfully British professions. Then Mel Brooks because of the BAFTA shit. And then even before Elimination Chamber itself, rather than the hashtag they want everybody to use, the #1 trend is fucking David Otunga.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. Bray's at 7, Ascension at 8.
Yeah, we can talk
10,
about
Orton,
them in a little bit. Don't worry.
Nikki Bella, Bliss, Harper, Dean Ambrose, women's champion. Cena isn't even in the top 20. Whee! Oh no! Oh shit! I'm gonna keep refreshing this shit. If it goes up to #1, it'll be like, oh fuck. Speaking of oh fuck, Kurt O'Reilly.
Once again, Mojo, I don't know what...
Is it wrong to say I wanted the chamber to fall on both of them?
I don't have an issue with Hawkins. So...
I do. He's better than this shit.
Well, yeah, he is, but I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I will say right now that... I'm going to try to get this point out for like 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now.
Yeah, do it.
Mojo, to me, with his gear, came off looking like Marcus Corvon.
Yep.
That's exactly the Monty Brown tights.
Yep.
Granted, I don't know how he stole Monty Brown's tights, but then again, he ain't using them, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. This match just it happened, and I don't know why it happened. I don't know. Okay, Zack Ryder. I don't know how, but you need to get to Dr. James Andrews or the doctor that Cena goes to off the record, whomever that may be, to make sure he comes back immediately and come back now. You need to be there. Mojo does not need to be a single star. He needs to be on the unemployment line. This match sucked.
After what I saw earlier on in the night, when he did the shit at the end, in his celebration, I was like, please break the top rope. Please break the top rope. Please break the top rope.
Can we mention the fact that they do a fireman's carry into a flapjack? Or a pancake, which does not look good at all. So Hawkins hits a snap version of the flatliner. They call it the downward spiral, obviously. No love for Chris Canyon, apparently.
Wait, it was a pancake?
That's what I saw it as. Because
if that's the case, then
he picked him up and just dropped him.
Then can we call the move AA with added Jesus for Shrove Tuesday?
Oh, dear God. Anyway.
Because, Jesus needs all the help he can get if Mojo is hyped.
Hawkins gets one of the worst Pele kicks I think I've ever seen. They call it Insigiri, but it certainly wasn't one. Hawkins sets for the spear. Mojo takes him into the corner. I'm guessing he was supposed to go for a shote or just a regular palm strike, but he basically just runs and punches him in the face and then hits a tilt-a-whirl power slam, which is not a finisher, for the 3 count. This match went way too damn long. 8 minutes was too much to give this match. Yes, Logan, Kurt Hawkins is very underrated. He definitely deserves better than this.
Yeah,
Mojo,
on the
my God. I mean, I want Zack Ryder to come back, and I want Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins to reform the Major Brothers or the Edgeheads or whatever you want to do with them, and then just destroy Mojo, like Horseman style, like break his leg, obviously not for real, but like storyline, break his leg, just destroy him completely, and then write him off television and send him to NXT where he belongs. I think Mojo is a nice guy. From what I've heard, he's a very nice guy. The problem I have with Mojo, he doesn't get wrestling. And I know it's harsh, but I say this every week. I just don't understand why people see anything in him, because I don't get it. Do you get it at all?
No.
I've never understood what they see in Mojo. I don't know why they brought him up to the main roster in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. And then once again, there's a lot of people I don't think should have been brought up to the main roster in the first place. Carmella. Mojo and Carmella never should have been brought up to the main roster. They should still be in NXT. Carmella should be putting Liv Morgan over right now. And they should have, and I would have gotten rid of Mojo before I got rid of Bull James. It's just frustrating. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aiden Quinn says WWE is just high. Well, I mean, figuratively speaking, of course. Pedro says, I'd rather see Hawkins and Ryder than Mojo and Ryder. I thought they would reunite when Edge came back to SmackDown for one night. Would have been nice. And they did everything backstage, but just one of those things. It just makes no sense. Like I said, I know a lot of people that can say that Mojo Rawley is a really nice guy. He's nice to the fans. He's nice to just people in general. I've heard he's a really swell guy. And I'm sure if I met him, he'd be a really swell guy to me too. But I just don't buy him as a wrestler. And I'm done with this experiment. He needs to be off my television.
Yep.
So, yeah, let's move on. I had to put some venom out first. Oh, I got more venom to throw out in a minute.
Becky Lynch versus Mickie James. What?
Yes.
Actually, no, before we get to that, because it was in the pre-show, but obviously if you didn't watch the pre-show, in which God bless you.
Right.
Although you did miss Sam, which is a shame.
Yeah, Sam was doing really good for himself. I actually was, because of the way the BAFTAs is structured, I was actually able to fully focus on the pre-show.
You could fully focus on the Sam. That's good.
I could focus on Sam. You're correct.
So, I thought they were going to be doing some minor tweaks to the chamber. Nope.
No, not even close. Minor is an understatement.
This is the first big overhaul of it since 2002.
Correct.
No more round pods.
Nope.
There's square pods, so the doors are less likely to go wrong.
There's more plexiglass at the top of the pod, so people can.
There's more space for them to stand, so they can put lights in to make it look dramatic.
Yes, blue lights, of course.
Plexiglass. Well, we got square sight. It's not even like a circle anymore. It's sort of like an octagon. It's an octagon of sorts.
For the most part, yeah.
With 4 long sides and then the 4 short sides where the pods are.
Yeah, they took away the chain link on the actual around the ringside area, and they basically padded the floors like Pedro just mentioned.
Yeah, that's the only thing. It's like you pussified it.
Yeah, pretty much.
They matted rather than have the metal shit. So all the stuff they said, like, that metal floor hurts you, man. And it's like 10 seconds after JBL says the same line in the match, I hear it's like, that isn't the way hitting metal.
Well, here's the thing I want to bring up. So it's one of those things that you have to look at as in the original chambers. If John Cena and AJ Styles, I know we're getting way ahead of ourselves, were fighting on the fence structure, and they're fighting on the cell, and then AJ knocks Cena off, and he lands hard on that chain link. Everybody's like, oh, but Cena basically just he fell, he landed on the mat. Okay. And then he sold for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Logan likes the new chamber, looked great. Let's get to oh yeah, some signs in the crowd. There was a big king sign.
Not just that, it also said, it's John O'Clock.
That's in my notes later, actually. Here's another one I had. Obviously, we're at the point that the BAFTAs have started, so I have no sound now. But I'm watching this without any sound. And the interesting thing, I swear to you, it looked like it said, there's the WrestleMania logo, and then it said the Elimination Chamber. So it made me think either WrestleMania presents the Elimination Chamber, or it's WrestleMania Elimination Chamber was the name of the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
Aiden says it was no better than the Chamber on SmackDown versus Raw 2011 on PSP.
PSP. Holy fuck.
Wow, Aiden.
You know you're in trouble when you mention that failed console. Holy fuck.
We get our next match.
Yeah, the opening match properly.
Yes.
Mickie James versus Becky Lynch. For a time, I thought was fucked up. I thought was going to be fucked up because bloody Mickie decided to get her elbow busted open.
Yeah, I noticed that. She had blood on her elbow.
The great thing is, as soon as the referee started putting on the gloves, you could tell the crowd were like, oh, God. Because they were just fearing it was just like the referee being a pussy sort of thing. But thankfully, it was just really a nick rather than a major gash, so it didn't affect stuff. Pretty good back and forth. Probably not as good as it could have been with these girls. But I'd say overall, pretty solid.
Decent stuff. I mean, when Mickie saw the blood, she looked like she was starting to go a little bit crazy for it, which is awesome because it harkened back to her old character. The finish was a kind of awkward. I wasn't expecting that. So she sets up for the Mickie DT, and she gets backdropped out of it. She goes for the disarmer, and Mickie with a roll up. Becky reverses and gets a stack pin and wins clean.
Yeah, that was the other thing that I was a bit confused by.
I don't know why. I mean, okay. Here's the thing. I didn't want Pedro says I didn't want to stop the match for something that stupid, but the match was good. It showed Mickie could still stick with the new wrestlers. I think she showed that back at TakeOver. That's the reason they brought her back in the first place. The thing is, when it comes down to it, I'm kind of surprised why Becky won here. Especially if they were planning on flipping the title to a babyface, with Becky's a babyface. It's interesting because at the beginning of Talking Smack, which I actually caught when I was waiting for technological problems to solve themselves, Daniel Bryan said something about, I'm paraphrasing here, but you never know what could happen, what could possibly happen on Tuesday. We still have months away until WrestleMania. You never know where we're going to go from here. So it makes me think that the direction we're going is not necessarily there yet. We've got a long way to go. And I don't understand why Becky went over. I really don't get it at all. So if you look at Mickie James, she doesn't really have a good record going into anything really in her return. I understand she's there to put people over, but I think she needs to win too. And unless they're going all in on Becky at Mania, which makes no sense with a babyface champion, which that travesty I'll get to in a moment. I don't get it. I don't understand why Mickie didn't go over via nefarious means.
That'd be too easy. I don't know.
It would have made too much sense. I guess that's the reason why they didn't roll with it. But yeah, it was good for what it was. There was a lot of back and forth in this match. A lot of chain. I thought that worked really well. I mean, I couldn't get an idea what was going on with the crowd because I couldn't hear the crowd. So I have no idea what was going on with the crowd, but maybe you can fill in the blanks on that, or anybody else.
They were sort of invested in it. That's one of the surprising things. I guess because it was the first match and it was actually one that they were interested in.
Right.
Yeah, they were pretty into it. And of course, the other problem being they cheered Mickie James.
Yeah, and they don't want Mickie James cheered. They need to get rid of the babyface music.
That's too easy.
See, that's the thing, though. They need to get rid of the babyface music because I know what you're going to say. Oh, and she had it back when she was crazy, back when she was working with Trish. I know that. It made no sense then. It makes no sense now. It made more sense back then because she was crazy, and that would be the music she would come out to. But the thing is, now she needs to have...
because you didn't know whether her methods were for good or for bad.
Exactly.
It was only, the turn and challenged her
She's
that
still
you
crazy.
realized, right.
But now she's not.
Down.
I don't know. I mean, she almost got killed by that train in TNA. I mean, maybe that's what changed everything, actually.
Oh, God, I fucking forgot that happened.
I didn't. That storyline slapped me right in the face. Remember?
I
remember how I wouldn't comment on that storyline?
I remember now.
There's a reason for that, ladies and gentlemen. So, I don't care about Carmella. I don't know why she was out there. It makes sense for her to be out there during an actual match. She actually has a... Carmella does an interview next, apparently. I didn't see this.
Yeah, basically that's the... you think about Becky winning. And she's just like, you're interrupting, could you please leave?
Was it Kayla? Was it Dasha? Was it Charlie?
No, Dasha Dancer Blitzen.
Okay, it was Dasha then.
Of course.
Yay. And then we get the first of successful travesties of the night. A handicap match with 2 baby faces versus 1 heel.
Oh, fuck.
Who in the hell thought this was a good idea? Okay. For those of you that don't know, my best friend, AJ, who you know here from the network, if you follow along the content, and there's some of you do. For those of you that don't, he's the one that does all the movie content, the versus the AJ's movie reviews. He's been a guest on other things. He's not a wrestling fan now, but he was in the days of WCW. So he was kind of there. And I showed him this. And I said, okay, how much sense does this make? Normally, you have a 2-on-1 favor the heels. And either A, they just beat the babyface senseless and he somehow wins, or B, they just straight up beat the babyface, whichever fits the storyline. You don't do 2 babyfaces versus 1 heel, because if the babyfaces win, they needed another person in order to get the win, number 1. It makes them look stupid, makes them look like total geeks. And number 2, when it comes down to it, if the heel wins and the baby faces look bad and losing because they lost 2-on-1, it is a no-win situation. Luckily, right away, Dolph Ziggler picks up Kalisto, throws him upside down into the Tron, and breaks it for a bit.
In doing so, therefore realizing how fucking shit the concept of this match actually was.
Why? Who thought this was a good idea? Okay, it doesn't matter if the match was good, doesn't matter if the match was bad. It doesn't matter how the execution is. Exactly, they stupid. The thing is, when it comes down to it, you don't book this. Who booked this crap? Seriously, I don't understand how you can have a heel in a 2-on-1 disadvantage, which makes no sense. But then again, they care so little for Dolph Ziggler now. I mean, I guess I kind of understand where they're coming from. I mean, they're trying to make Dolph look like a total geek constantly. And I'll get to the tag match in a little bit. But the thing is, I mean, this could have been good. They could have just eliminated the middleman, made this a 3-way, made this a 3-way elimination match, or even just a traditional triple threat match, and just win them along the way, and everything would have been fine. But no. they, for some reason, made it a 2-on-1 match, which makes no sense at all. I mean,
Well,
it wasn't.
probably does. In somebody's mind.
I
don't know which, but
I don't see how. Kalisto, of course, ends up like limping to the ring, like midway through the match, and then for some reason, Kalisto ends up getting the tag in, and he basically it was a really weird one. He does a springboard seated senton to the back of Ziggler, which looked weird. And he goes for Salida del Sol. Ziggler shoves him close. Apollo tags himself in. Ziggler shoves Kalisto. Apollo hits the cruise missile and wins clean.
Yay! The faces with the advantage beat the hit. Wait, what?
Yeah, why did this happen? Thank you, Aiden.
Well, no,
let's be honest.
Let's be honest. It was fucking lose-lose from the off.
That's what I said.
You know.
Exactly.
If the faces win, they basically won by default. And if Ziggler won, Apollo and Kalisto look like cunts.
Yeah, exactly.
Cuntage is what happened.
Worded differently, of course, but that's basically exactly what I said when we were starting this segment. And then, then I will say, and just like I
even Monsieur Dave on that concept just went, fuck.
He became Noam Dar, apparently, according to the way you just said that. Here's the thing. I looked, after this was over, I was like fuming. I looked at AJ and I said, what's going to happen now? Dolph's going to get his heat back and everything will be right with the world. And that's exactly what he does. He Pillmanizes the ankle of Apollo Crews.
Because it all makes sense. Hashtag no, it doesn't.
So Dolph Ziggler and Apollo Crews, get ready because you're somewhere in that 7-hour pre-show of WrestleMania. You guys are going to be in the ring somehow, some way against one another.
Yep. And we'll all be happy. Hashtag no, we won't. So I'm going crazy with the hashtags. I saw too much of them tonight.
Oh, yeah, no lie. Well, either way, Aiden, we do appreciate you listening to the show tonight. It's not a visual podcast, so it's not a problem at all. And yeah, feel free to just keep on throwing your commentary in chat. We really do appreciate it. Logan did say crowd was chanting, "Thank you, Ziggler." Thank you for telling me that. I didn't know. So
yeah, I did a lot of that.
They'll probably do some sort of an injury angle with Apollo Crews, at least for a little bit. And either A, we'll set up a program in the meantime with Dolph and Kalisto, I guess. Can we just move Dolph to Raw, please? Seriously, there's nothing he can do on SmackDown now. After WrestleMania, can we move him to Raw?
Who knows?
I don't know what arenas and stadiums I'm excited for, Aiden. I'm just happy to be able to finally go to WrestleMania this year, to be totally honest. Looking forward to Amway, too, because they have Pepsi, and that's a good thing. Not a good thing is the next match. Tag Team Turmoil.
This.
I'm obviously of mixed opinions of this match for good reason. So we end up getting our Tag Team Turmoil match with tag belts on the line. We start off Heath Slater and Rhino versus the Fashion Police. Fandango and Tyler Breeze. Love the gear. Makes me want to get on a cruise immediately. Because that's the only thing I can think of when I see people dressed up like that. I swear to you, one by one, the WWE are making Fandango and Tyler Breeze go through the entire roster of the Village People on their outfits.
Oh, I can't wait for the Red Indian phase then. That's going to be very interesting.
It probably not coming. It's probably cut up somewhere.
Racism!
Yeah, let's do it in Anaheim this Tuesday. Make that happen. So yeah, Aiden says 3 words: Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Drops Mike. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I might be at WrestleMania next year in New Orleans. I guess we'll see. Scott did mention that. So Sammy to SmackDown, Dolph to Raw. I don't know. Dolph needs to go to Raw. I don't want to put Sammy on SmackDown. I mean, at this point now, I really think that if SmackDown gets any better, we're going to get a Tuesday show on this network. Because every week Raw is even harder to talk about, and our Wednesday show is getting longer. So SmackDown may get its own podcast before too long. Maybe after Mania. We'll see. Logan says, I like Cruz. Think he should have not been called up right away. Uo wasn't ready yet, honestly. I think it's one of those, Vince McMahon likes big, muscular man.
Probably.
That's probably what it was. Like I said, I like Uha a lot. I'm glad he got brought up to NXT in the first place. When he got brought up to the main roster, I was really worried he was going to get Titus O'Neil, and that's exactly what's happened to him. A big, muscular guy that has charisma that, for some reason, can't get over, and they do nothing with him. Pedro thinks Cruz should have won the NXT belt. Once again, I've been saying for a long time NXT needs to have a secondary championship. And the UK title cannot be the secondary championship. I guess it could be, but I mean, we need a TV belt or an internet title or something just so they can have a secondary title to fight for. Because not everybody is ready to go for the NXT belt at this point. So I will say right now that that a secondary championship would fit him really well. Like that match that Cruz had with Tyler Breeze. I really enjoyed that. That was good stuff. I wish they treat Breeze better. We'll get to that momentarily. But yeah. Has some good rivalries. Vince McMahon wants more guys in than anything. I really think Vince single-handedly is trying to kill NXT to prove a point to Hunter. Because he keeps taking all their talent and they keep making it work regardless. So Triple H keeps putting it up in his face that no matter how many guys you take from me, you're not going to take the spirit of the company. And that's the great thing about NXT. Because no matter how many main eventers they lose, they're still afloat. And they still have an audience. Maybe not as big as they used to have. Yeah, exactly. Like, okay. Look at NXT TakeOver in Orlando. Sold out in minutes. I can vouch for this. That's the reason we had to get secondary tickets. Thankfully, we're in a suite. So that's great. But yeah, Pedro says TakeOver keeps kicking the pay-per-view's ass. Yeah, that's true most of the time. Most of the time, TakeOver, even with like 4 or 5 matches, defeats a 3-hour WWE pay-per-view. Aiden Quinn's talking about the place where we had Super Bowl 50. What's Super Bowl 51?
Oh.
I don't know sports, Aiden. You probably should know this by now.
Super Bowl, what was it? Hang on, Super Bowl 51.
Yeah, he's talking about that for WrestleMania in 2020.
Houston?
Maybe.
So soon after, well, I say so soon after Dallas, but obviously New Orleans is getting it, but that ties into, is it important? Is 2020 important to Houston?
Not that I'm aware of, but it might be.
Other than that's where probably the Democratic National Convention will be when they do the election.
Maybe. I mean,
just to piss off Vince, it's like we're doing bloody WrestleMania in that city. God damn it.
Let's get to this match. So basically, this match starts off with the 2 teams. And Rhino has got the massive sideburns rocking, and he has for quite a while. It's weird to have giant sideburns and no facial hair. Doesn't really look right. Fandango gets in the ring. His hair is actually a lot different this time around, so it's strange. So one of my favorite spots in this match, Heath goes for a sunset flip. Fandango pulls the tickets out from his tights and starts dropping, like making it rain on Heath Slater with the Fashion Police tickets, the citations. And
did you notice what the ticket said, though?
I didn't get a chance to. Obviously, paying attention to the award show, couldn't pay attention. What did it say?
Just written like generally over where the lines are.
Right.
In no like in sneak version. It just said ew.
So it's teaming up with Jimmy.
WWWWW.
So you're saying it's teaming up with Jimmy Fallon. So let's Heath gets a leg lariat, goes for a cover. Tyler Breeze makes a save. Rhino sends Breeze outside. Heath the roll up, tags Rhino. Fandango goes for a pin on Slater, but of course Rhino's the legal man. And then I wrote in giant letters on my note, "Screw you, Rhino," because obviously you know what that means. Murder, death, kill for Fandango. So
yeah. Just because Rico's in a bad way, don't steal his fucking sideburns.
Leave.
You notice that shit?
Yeah. So
ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean,
gimmicking for him.
So yeah, Aiden says the chick from Wendy's. Yeah, I remember that storyline quite well. Yeah, the Fashion Police should not be the first team eliminated. Okay, I'm done with the not caring about Fandango and Tyler Breeze.
When
Don't
they're
forget,
dressed up like Top Gun, fuck them.
hey, don't forget, number one, Tyler Breeze was so over in NXT. They brought Jushin Thunder Liger in to work with him. They should have put the title on him, but they didn't. And then they brought him up to the main roster when they didn't have anything for him to do. He languished away for a bit, kind of like what happened to Fandango. And then they put him together as a tag team, and they've done absolutely nothing with him. If this would have been the 2000s, I could honestly see Fandango and Tyler Breeze would have been at least 2-time SmackDown tag champions right now. But they're not doing anything.
Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah, back then in the 2000s, absolutely they would have been champions. But no one cares. Here come the vaudevillains. Aiden English and his god-awful looking beard. Holy crap. So Aiden English becomes my best friend when he beats Rhino up.
Well, no, let's be honest. Aiden isn't the problem.
No, Aiden is not the problem.
Fucking, why the hell are you still employed? Gotches.
Yeah. Simon Gotch.
Oh, he's supposed to be like steampunk and everything.
Right.
So why is his hair cut from the girl with a dragon tattoo?
That's a good question.
If he's supposed to be old style, people in the 20s would go, "I'll fucking knife you, you cunt." And, you know.
Speaking of the girl with the dragon tattoo, why was she presenting looking like a flapper from the 20s tonight? At any rate.
Was she?
Oh, yeah.
All I saw was the list of winners. I didn't actually see the ceremony.
Welcome, Acer.
That's what happens when you appear in Lion and get no recognition.
Aiden, I don't know if I'll be in Fort Lauderdale. I guess it depends. I don't drive, so it's going to be interesting to see how I can get places. Acer says, welcome, Acer. Have some trades. Cesaro to SmackDown, Fandango and Breeze. They need some momentum. Thank you. They're the ones who should have got the win on Tuesday. We'll get to them in a minute, who actually did. So vaudevillains are there for a minute, and Slater ends up getting the pin on Aiden English. Not much of anything. Here come the Usos. So You can easily tell Jimmy and Jay apart now.
Oh, fuck off with this shit now.
Jay Uso looks completely different now. Oh my
the fucking
God.
irony is they look more now like Hunico and Camacho.
Yeah, they do.
/ Los Bariquas / 3-minute warning.
They're definitely 3-minute warning.
Considering who they're related to, which Uso's going to die in 10 years because of heart failure? Shot fucking fired. The great thing is, they come out, get fucking cheered as heels.
Yeah, crowd doesn't care. They'll still cheer for them.
Because people like the fact that they're heels and they're being listened to, and Vince isn't trying to push it on them. Are you listening, creative, for Roman Reigns? Are you fucking listening, son?
Rhino ends up getting sent to the outside. Heath goes for an O'Connor roll. Jimmy tags in. Blind tag, of course, so Slater doesn't see it. He eats a super kick and gets pinned. Okay. Up next, here come the tag team champions.
Alva. Yeah, so the match, it's probably going to be these two winning. They stick second to last.
You're correct. Yeah, I forgot there was another tag team. Is that wrong? So, yeah, they go back and forth for quite a while. They do a decent TV match, considering the fact. Gable gets the hot tag. Jay gets tagged in. Jordan, of course, House of Fire, as always. They set up for the Doomsday. And Jay with the roll through with, like, the victory roll. Gable tags in, rolls up Jay, gets the flash win. Usos, they don't like this. Super kick to Gable. They beat up Jason Jordan. They sent him shoulder first to the ring post. Can we mention the fact that the ring post had fake chains on them?
Yeah, to disguise the fact that they obviously couldn't put the graphic ones. They put fake graphics.
Fake graphic chains
stuck them
on the
to
ring
the posts. Yeah.
Heel side to heel. The heel aggression side of the Usos both have some completely different attire. They're in the Hood of Swords. Don't mess with the hood for the Usos, homies. Oh my. So this ends up ending with they beat down Jordan and Gable, leave him laying. Gable gets tossed into the ring steps. They basically snake eyes Jason Jordan across the ring apron. They throw Jordan in the ring, leave him for laying. They hit the Uso splash, and then they bomb out. I forgot there was another tag team left.
Yeah. But you had every right to fucking forget because, oh shit, it's these cunts, the Ascension.
Because here comes Connor from straight out of Mad Max. I guess he thinks he's a Morton Joe now. And God bless you, Rick Victor. I really hope that things get better for you, sir. They get in the ring. They set up the Fall of Man. They hit Jordan with it. Gable makes a save at 3. So they beat them down for a bit. Finally, Victor gets officially tagged in. And they set it up one more time. Victor goes for a splash. He gets caught overhead release belly to belly. Ends up Gable hitting the Northern Light suplex on Victor. Jordan blocks Connor from making the save. And American Alpha retain. I'll say right now, honestly, it may be the wrong team they're building up, and it may be way too late for the Ascension, but I'll give them credit for at least trying to build up another team. Even though we're just leading to another multi-man match for Mania, and then the next night when the top guys show up on SmackDown, take those belts where they rightfully should be.
All I know is at least we know what performance Ascension did tonight. Mediocre.
So Victor says they need to make these two a dominant team again. I think that is past. I don't think they can anymore, which is a shame because they have beaten them down that badly. They are way far from their NXT days. And not just the ripoff of the Road Warriors, which the funny thing is Mad Max is the Road Warrior after all. But the thing is, it all circles around. It's one of those things, really. I don't understand why they did what they did. I did like the fact that we ended up getting a very flash version of Grand Amplitude as the finish here. So that looked really good, but obviously it made sense. So much for their momentum Elimination Chamber. Yeah, I mean, obviously the rules are the team that loses on that stands tall on Tuesday is the one that's going to job out on the pay-per-view. Yeah, they should book them better. I mean, I like Victor very much. Connor's okay. I mean, Ascension has been a bad problem for a while anyway, because don't forget the original member of the Ascension, he had to leave the company because of wellness. So, I mean, they built up the Ascension for a week just so they could eat the final pinfall. I don't get it sometimes. I mean, it was what it was, I guess.
Makes perfect sense.
You talk about this next match so I don't have to.
Is this the one that I think it is?
See, I'm not gonna lie to you about this match. First off, I didn't care about it. I still don't care about it, and I want the storyline to end. But the problem is with the way this finish happened, it's continuing. So either A, this is going to be on the 7-hour pre-show for WrestleMania, or B, this match is going to end rather abruptly on a SmackDown Live in the next several weeks. Right. Yes. This is the total Divas feud.
Let's establish this. So, it's this match with some cunt called Natalia Neidhart versus some cunt called Nikki Bella, with some cunt called Nikki's mom in the crowd, along with some cunt that's Nikki's brother, with some cunt named David Otunga on commentary, and some cunt named JBL, and I feel sorry for Tom, and some cunt referee.
Thank you for being here tonight,
Aiden. Creative person that thinks that this shit is into entertaining. I mean, where do I start on the fact that every 10 seconds Natalia was doing a John Cena thing, or just going shut up? On top of that, the crowd are cheering for her, further proving the theory that why are you doing it? It doesn't make sense. Also, if Nikki's fucking hurt, let's hope, this whole angle continues and she gets legit fucked up at Mania, because then lawsuits are going through the fucking ass unless she signed a waiver.
I'm sure she does. I'm sure she kind of has to, given the situation.
And you could tell from the crowd, when some of the kids were going, "Let's go, Nikki." That was it. It wasn't a loud sort of thing. Most people use this time to go to have a fucking shit. A long ass 11-minute or whatever shit.
This match was way too long. I'll tell you that.
Spoilers. Count out.
Can we mention the fact that for some reason Natalia has Jeff Jarrett gear? Did you notice that? The tops of it were Jeff Jarrett's old like suspenders gear. And for some reason, Nikki Bella is wearing Phoenix Suns colors.
Yeah.
Made no sense whatsoever.
Because she, cheer her because she's the hometown girl, and everyone was like, "You're sucking the dick of John Cena."
Well, you're not wrong.
Well, no, they didn't even boo because they all went to get the merch. That's the other thing that I did notice. They had a fucking commercial for, like, on the screen of a Tron, like where they were, like WWE Shop Direct.
Yeah, you can buy your merch in advance.
Buy your merch on your phone and then collect it instead, like during the event or at the end. So what I've got a feeling is everybody went and fucking bought the AJ and Cena shirts and went to collect them during this match. I guess.
Well, I don't know. I don't know at WrestleMania, Ashley. I'm just going to use one of those really awesome pop-up WrestleMania superstores they have before the event so I can buy all my merch before the show. So I don't have to do that. And I can sit on my behind the whole time and just complain about the show.
Yeah.
It's going to be real hard to take notes in a building with 80,000 people.
Yeah. And then of course they broaden the outside and whatever, and I'm like, do you think I actually give a shit about this feud continuing?
The STWTF, which is what I'm gonna call this from now on. It's just no. When Nikki's applying an STF, she looks like she should be a Knicks cheerleader. She has definitely improved. I'll give her that. But, I mean, and this wrestling-wise wasn't as horrible as it could have been, but this just horrible reality TV show storyline has killed my enjoyment of anything involved with this. Like, for every good thing they did for every good thing they did in this match, wrestling-wise, which I'm not gonna lie, it's one of the better Nikki matches we've seen like ever. But it doesn't really matter because they went to a double count out so they could prolong this feud.
Which nobody wants. Well, fuck it. We'll mention it here because I don't want to bring this shit up again.
Okay.
We had a backstage interview later on. Because I can't remember for this one. If they did, I don't give a fuck. And basically it was asking Nikki about, the feud's far from over. Actually, no, it was with Renee, I think. This feud, and Nikki's like, yeah, the feud is far from over. Natalia attacks her backstage. And then in the back, I see Maurice, and I'm going, no.
You knew they were going to do it.
No. As soon as I saw it, I was like, please do it right. And this is when I segue.
Okay.
You hear the news story, Owen, about the drugs find off the coast of the UK?
I did not.
They found 350 kilograms of cocaine worth in the region of about, I don't know, $60-70 million.
Right.
I think we found where it fucking went. because I think Maurice was carrying it. Because somehow these two brawled and Nikki managed to bump into Maurice, and this giant plume of white fucking powder disappeared from nowhere. And it's like, why the fuck have you got all that powder? Yeah, even if it is baby powder, what the fuck were you doing? Was your snatch getting that fucking wet, bitch? Like, yeah, I have all that stuff. It wasn't like it was even makeup, you know. It was, you know, it was like white ash or I don't know. I'm trying to work out why the fuck she had it and what it was. You know, was it Yoko? Was it bloody Mr. Fuji's salt? Because like that was a thing at the fucking end when Nikki's like, "Get her away from me." She's got like a fucking white band across her face, as if she's fucking adamant from the 1980s. She's about to sing Prince Charming. And if that push into Maurice is going to lead to a fucking WrestleMania match, you cunts.
You know it is. You know it is, because you know just as well as I do about the match, which is John and Nikki versus Miz and Maurice. This is setting it up. This is foreshadowing.
I know. But no. Was that? If she'd have shoved into her and she fell down, and it sort of did a quick glance of her of like Maurice looking shocked, I'd have been like, yeah, that actually fits. But what they did is shove into her, powder goes everywhere, no clue what the fuck's happening, and they never show you Maurice in shot again.
Nope.
Huh? There was no reason for this match to be even considered a fucking match.
I mean, take away the, like I said, take away the gaga, take away the Total Divas garbage. I mean, there was some decent stuff in the match. There was some really bad stuff too. Oh my god, Nikki, not only the ST and WTF, but the other spot which annoyed me was her going for the rolling knee bar. Oh boy, that didn't look very good. But I will give them credit, because Natty took the spear on the entrance ramp. And she totally didn't have to. So for some reason, this feud continues. I want it to end. I want it to end now. I have a feeling that this will either get blown off on a SmackDown, or if this goes to Mania, then this is going to have to be a stipulation match. But it can't, because you set up the Maurice storyline. So you're going to have to kill this off in the next 6 weeks. I wouldn't be surprised if Daniel Bryan would have, I mean, I don't know if he did or not, because obviously I wasn't watching Talking Smack, but wouldn't be surprised if Daniel Bryan went on Talking Smack tonight after the show was over and say they seem to really want to settle this, but they can't get it settled. So we're going to do some sort of a stipulation match, and this is the final match between the two of them this week on SmackDown. What a great way to celebrate Valentine's Day, the end of the Nikki Bella Natalya feud.
Yeah, and whoever loses gets their ovaries removed. For the sanity of either bloody TJ or John.
Poor TJ. Oh my god, poor TJ.
Or perhaps the biggest twist to be whoever wins gets their ovaries. has to book the next segment with the, they can fucking do it in this.
So we move on. I don't care about Carmella and James Ellsworth at all, so I'm just going to ignore it. If you want to talk about it, fine. I don't care.
So yeah, let's actually get to the interesting half of the fucking card.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Harper versus Orton. Harper versus Orton. Harper. Yeah, I want to say it over. Thank fuck Orton.
This match was great.
Because he made Luke Harper into somebody that needs to be in a title picture sooner rather than later.
You do realize that we're going to get Bray Wyatt Luke Harper matches for the WWE Championship on the house show circuit.
Yeah, but I'm talking actually on television.
I've been putting over Harper for years, just like you. We have been big on Luke Harper since day one. His short run with the Intercontinental title, I mean, the stuff that he did with Eric Rowan as a tag team, and now it's time for him to get a real push.
Yep.
Really great stuff here. So Harper kicks out of the Orton Crest Superplex, and he goes for the RKO. Harper blocks it, and Orton hits a full Nelson slam, which is very not Randy Orton, for a near fall. He sets up for the snakebite DDT, and he hits it. And Harper mows him down with a big boot to the face after he sets up for the RKO again. He hits the super kick, near fall there. Orton goes for the RKO again, boot in the midsection, set out power bomb. Orton kicks out at 2.5. And they trade blows, and Harper finally gets the upper hand with vicious uppercuts. He sets up for the discus lariat. Orton turns it into the RKO and wins it clean. Really good match here. Oh, God. Acer says, modified STF, fearless lock. I like my STWTF better. Thank you. But if that's what they're going to call it, I guess. Do you prefer her version of John Cena's? I prefer Eric Watts. Now, I could Masahiro Chono? Does that name ring a bell?
I prefer
version
the original John Cena one.
Yeah, Cena's STF is getting more believable, but it's also losing believability too, depending on how he hooks it.
No. You misconstrued, didn't you?
It looks better.
The STF because it sums everything up.
Oh, God.
It sums everything. It's just like, we get it. Bugger off.
Well, Logan, if you get a chance to meet Dolph Ziggler, if you want to do that meet and greet, you're more than welcome to. If that's worth it to you, then go ahead. Acer says he feels bad for Dasha, trying to annoy Carmella and Ellsworth from the Skybox. James is so comically corny in his own right, comically copying what Carmella said like he means with her. I don't care about James Ellsworth or Carmella, and I never really cared about this angle. I think it's pointless. I want it to end. Good on the guy for getting some work out of it, and whenever WWE does release him, good for him because it's going to boost his indie price. But I don't care. I legitimately don't care. And I have not cared about this angle. But yes, Logan, Harper, and Orton, match of the night before the Chamber. Yeah, this match was awesome. Totally enjoyed this match. Let's talk about what I didn't enjoy.
That's a bit harsh.
No. Again, misconstrue. Not that I didn't enjoy the match. It's just I don't understand where they're going.
That's why I say it's a bit harsh.
I don't understand where they're going here. It's not that I think it's bad. I just think that it was the wrong choice.
No. To me, tonight was the night WWE righted the wrongs.
I don't know about this being a righting of the wrongs. It doesn't make any sense now.
No, yeah, but in all honesty, it doesn't make sense for Wyatt. It's just a long time coming. And to me, this is Naomi.
Yeah, but she
Sure, this is Naomi's first ever title.
It doesn't make sense for her to be champion when there's not really any. They really haven't built anybody up right now.
That Alexa Bliss is technically a transitional champion.
Right.
Keep that in mind.
I know that's not how it should be. So is John Cena technically. So is John Cena, Ashley. John Cena is a transitional champion too.
Yeah, but that's got the you're not supposed to know that.
Right, I understand that.
Oh God, I've just realised that's what Mania 34 is going to be. 70. Worked out the purpose altogether. It all makes sense. It doesn't make any sense, but whatever. So yeah, Alexa literally just doing a Harley Quinn style color on her tights this time. Even more so. And I'm like, look, you don't need it. Please. At all. It's like, oh. I honestly, I am conflicted in it, but the most of it is me going, this is what should have happened to Naomi years ago. You know, there was a reason why she and AJ got to the finals of Tough Enough. And the weird thing is, at the time, everybody was saying that Naomi was Shelton Benjamin of the women's division.
Right.
And at that point, I sort of realized, so she's not going to get any fucking recognition for years. Which is what happened. You know, she was hot, like, what, 2012?
Well, I mean, the good thing about Naomi is it's good that she got away from Cameron and that they let her go out on her own. And the problem with Naomi was they didn't seem like they had any confidence in her to let her carry the title. They let her get matches, but they always beat her down and they always make her lose. I mean, I'm okay with Naomi winning. I don't see what the end game here is. Because all signs point to SmackDown's women's title match at WrestleMania, number one being on the undercard of probably the pre-show, and number two, I have a feeling it's going to involve multiple women.
Probably.
Naomi, Alexa, Mickey, and Becky is probably the four-way for Mania.
Yeah.
It's cool that she gets to win, that she gets to come into Orlando with the title. But, I mean, and I don't have a problem with it. I'm not sure why they did the title change. Why wouldn't you do the title change in Orlando and have it mean more to have her win the title in her hometown instead of defend the title in her hometown? That means more if you're winning the championship on your own ground than if you're defending the title. That's the only problem I have with it. That and the fact the finish was botched. I mean, there was some good stuff out of this match.
What do you with the botch finish? Do you mean the? Well, trying to think. You had the spot with the feet on the ropes, of which Alexa barely made it to the ropes as well.
Right.
She was very lucky there.
See,
Then I'm
okay.
guessing the Twisted Bliss, you mean?
Yeah, because she got the knees up, and it was fine. And then when Naomi went for the split-legged moonsault, that's what I'm referring to. Because not only did she not get all of it, she really didn't get much of it at all, and they still went for that to be the finish. I honestly think the problem with the split-legged moonsault is Naomi has her too close. It doesn't give her enough room to fully rotate. I mean, that's something that Rob Van Dam always did whenever he did the split-legged moonsault. He would do the front slam very close to the ropes, but close enough that he could complete a full rotation and actually hit a moonsault instead of just kind of awkwardly land. And you could see that Naomi's trying to end with this as your finish now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Murphy's definitely a lucky guy, Logan. I totally agree. But kudos to Alexa here, because even though we'll get to Renee talking to Naomi afterwards, kudos to Alexa for after this was over, she said, "It sucks that I lost the title, but it doesn't matter because when you're a champion, you basically get made better by losing and being able to defy the odds." And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense for her character too. And I have a feeling we're probably going to do Becky and Naomi versus Mickey and Alexa as a tag match on SmackDown this week. Because you haven't really built up. You can't do the rematch just yet. No reason to do it just yet. You got to get. You have Becky definitely has momentum going in with her win. Mickey needs a win, but obviously she's a major part of the division. And I have a feeling they're building up to a 4-way at WrestleMania. It's probably going to be in like the first hour of the pre-show, but it's going to happen.
Yeah. I wouldn't go first. I don't think first hour of the pre-show.
It depends on how they layer the card this year.
I think they'll put a women's match more likely in the second hour. Because I don't think that women's match would be a draw to people on YouTube.
No, probably not.
Because I'm guessing the way that they'll do it, which I know they haven't previously, and they might this year, the numbers. Because, of course, last year they put the first hour for free. But then they aired, wasn't it the second hour on USA?
I believe so, actually.
But I guess they had it also on YouTube as well. Because they realised, not everybody has the network. And also, not everybody outside of America has a station called USA. There's an irony there.
This is true.
But yeah, it's American. I don't know whether they geo-blocked it, the YouTube video. I can't remember because it's 17 millennia ago, or it feels like that long.
Renee cuts a promo after the match is over with Naomi, basically interviewing her.
Yeah, Naomi's pretty happy and doesn't know what to say. Sort of how Alexa was in her interview on I can't remember what it's fucking called.
Yeah, you mean when Alexa went all babyface and everything, became Lexi before our very eyes, even though she's the heel, and started crying because she was so happy.
Broke kayfabe. Boo!
Totally.
That's what Bray should do. Everyone, for all the fucking shit I've been through, tonight is worth it. But I don't think he can say that. Vince will be
Not
in his ear going,
not live. I don't
damn
think he could.
cunt. But in all honesty, I think it's perfect what happened. Yeah, certainly the conduct of the thing.
Right.
You know, you can agree or disagree, whatever, with the nature of what happened. But I think overall, you know, the way she conducted herself afterwards, it wasn't like she was, she was relatively humble.
Oh, completely
Because
humble.
again, for all the shit, she knows.
Totally.
And then we have to bring up that moment once again. Because even though it's a Smackdown pay-per-view sponsored by Hulu, for some reason, we had the Enzo and Cass commercial for KFC's golden shit or whatever it is.
The golden
I've now
chicken.
found a perfect way. I've now found a perfect clip to sum what I saw up. Keep fucking that chicken. Keep fucking that chicken.
Yeah, you're not the only one that said that, Ashley. I'm pretty sure Enzo wants to have a Jason Biggs moment with that chicken.
Yeah, but the thing is, chickens have pretty obvious orifices. That's the sad thing. You know, a derogatory term used against Welsh people is that they're goat fuckers. A derogatory thing known about Mounties is that they're moose fuckers. Does this mean Enzo is a chicken fuck? Will we
So we're
ever
going back
know?
to
Will we
Super
ever
Troopers
care?
then.
Q, yes, roundabout to be continued. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure thing.
God. So finally, we get the end of this horrible garbage with Carmella and James Ellsworth. He basically ends up.
Do we?
Yeah, it's right before the chamber.
The wrong person won. Why would she think the wrong person won? Surely in her eyes, because the wrong person won, the person that wasn't as good won, that's an easier target for her to say.
That's how you should look at it.
Yeah. But, because she's from Staten Island and she's kept fucking that chicken. That's Enzo.
God.
Hmm.
So let's get to the main event.
I realize now why Enzo doesn't fuck com, because she's SAWFT.
Oh God.
Oh
God. Main event time.
Yeah, basically what happened, they just fled Dasher out of the, in inverted commas, skybox. And for some reason, Ellsworth decided to do a mic drop as if he was actually cutting a decent promo and not just a, yeah! And then drop the mic. Like, wow, that was more anticlimactic than the ending to The Matrix.
James Ellsworth had a tell him Steve Dave moment.
Yeah.
Best way to put it.
Yeah.
Main event time. John Cena.
So this got interesting. This got interesting from the off. So first in was Ambrose, and I was like, okay. Next was Corbin.
Right?
Then came Miz, and then I'm going, are they actually going to make him work for a fuck ton of time again? And then here comes Bray Wyatt, and I'm like, they're actually going to just let these guys murder each other. So, yeah, we open the match with AJ versus John Cena, part 64.
Here's the reason why. When you're not getting to showcase your stuff at WrestleMania, this is the consolation prize. That's what this was, honestly. And if I had to guess, one more match on SmackDown.
Probably.
That's my guess. AJ and Cena start. Good stuff here. No surprise. I do have a lot to discuss in this match. Cena goes for the code red, near fall off of that. And AJ ends up hitting the Yushigarashi. Cena's off the ropes. Shoulder tackle, proto bomb. And here comes Ambrose. So Ambrose goes right after Cena. AJ nails him from behind, tries to send Ambrose into the steel, but he gets it in together. Ambrose goes to the top of the pod, does the standing elbow drop to Cena on the opposite side of the ring, and basically there is a double German suplex with Cena German suplexing Ambrose, who German suplexes AJ.
Moro lost his shit over.
It was good stuff. So,
I think he shit himself.
Well, even Morrow can make mistakes on the name of moves. We'll get to that a little bit later. Bray Wyatt comes in next. He comes in like a house of fire.
That's where we get to the interesting twist. So if you've looked in, I think, at least numbers before this, because this is number 20. If you look at the way that the people come out, it's always in a clockwise direction.
Right.
When they do the whole camera hovering over the top. Well, at least I think it's always gone clockwise. It may have gone anti-clockwise, but the whole idea is it always went round in a circle. So basically, from the logic that happened, the way that the lights went out for the first two, I'm going, right, so Ambrose is in, then Wyatt's in. So if we're going on that system, Miz is going to be in next, and then Corbin, considering he got the big win and whatever on the weekend, is coming in at number 6 because he's like, the credible, because he got the win in the 4-way on Tuesday. Keep that in mind as Wyatt makes his entrance.
So Bray goes house of fire, suplex toss to Ambrose. He goes for AJ. AJ low bridges him, and he goes for the springboard. AJ gets caught and thrown into the side of the cage. So this leads to John Cena and AJ Styles fighting on top of the chamber, like on the walls of the chamber. And Cena gets knocked off, not onto the chains. Oh, no, he gets just knocked off onto the ground, like the padded mat around the ringside area.
Or did he? Do we know that for sure?
I saw him land.
Well, barely. The camera angle was fucked up.
I did see him slap.
You saw his ass go down and his back fall on the floor. You didn't actually see the fall.
I saw the fall because they showed it in a second view of it, because I remember seeing him get knocked off.
Yeah, they showed it in the replay, true, but live it's like it would have made more sense to catch it live. I would have thought.
Yeah, it would have made sense, but they didn't. So Ambrose catches AJ, and AJ gets sent into the plexiglass, and then Wyatt goes into it, and then Bray Wyatt through the top of the pod, the bottom of it, like grabs the leg. Ambrose flies off. Bray nails him with a right, and he drops him in the throat. So Wyatt's beating down Ambrose, and all of a sudden, everything's going crazy. Here comes Baron Corbin.
Yeah. So, yeah, they went completely against the system. Not only did they not either go clockwise or anti-clockwise like they usually do, because again, I can't remember how it went. You'd have to look at every single one. I can't be asked to do that. But I think this is the first time ever it didn't go in a circle. They sort of jumped the shark and went in a different order, which caught me off guard. I was literally going like, what? This isn't how it happens. What are you doing?
Well, Corbin didn't obviously read this book because he went off on his own, nails Ambrose with a deep six.
Well, he got in the wrong pod, if that was the case.
Well, he was beating up Bray Wyatt, and I remember he looks at him and says, "I'm not afraid of you. I don't fear you." So Wyatt gets the upper hand, goes for Sister Abigail. Corbin ends up beating him down anyway. He hits an STO onto Bray, which looked interesting. So he gets in the ring. He sets AJ with End of Days. Here comes Cena. Okay, Cena has been selling for 6 years, by the way. That's this whole time. And I wouldn't be surprised if Matthew puts a Roman Reigns counter on this. But Cena is laying on the ground, and we get numerous shots of Cena laid out. And Mauro brings up the fact that Cena's still down. And then all of a sudden, the second End of Days happens. Here comes John Cena out of absolute nowhere to go for the STF. Corbin breaks it, hits the End of Days. Ambrose comes in with a drop kick. He sends Corbin over the top of the clothesline. And Corbin finally gets the upper hand on Ambrose, throws him into the pod. Ambrose gets the upper hand, goes for dirty deeds. Corbin gets out of it. Ambrose gets sent off the top rope into the chains of the cell. Corbin just looks at Miz as the countdown begins. And here comes the Miz, and he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, Miz is shitting himself. Doesn't want to get out of the thing. The door opens, and he's like peeking around the corner like, is it safe to come out yet? Is it?
Well,
concentrating on that, not looking at what's happening.
And then Ambrose gets a
schoolboy roll up,
flash roll up, and gets the 3 count.
Corbin is gone after basically 5 minutes.
So Corbin just lays to waste everyone. He gets beat with a schoolboy. So he takes it out on Ambrose and beats him up and throws him into the pod numerous times. And then he ends up hitting End of Days, leaves him laying. Of course, thus setting up Corbin and Ambrose at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title, by the way. That's exactly what this served to do. And you know that now.
Makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Makes sense, actually.
Second hour of the pre-show, most likely. And Miz sees this, is like, okay, I'll get out now. And then he steals the pin on Ambrose. So the Miz goes Daniel Bryan and starts the yes kicks on both Cena and Wyatt. He hits the
I think that's offensive. Because I don't think they weren't yes kicks. They weren't even kicks. I don't know what the hell he was doing.
They were round kicks. They were your yes round kicks, or his version of them.
That's the phrase I was looking for. His version.
He hits the running dropkick on Cena, hits the one on Wyatt. AJ comes in, and then Miz with the round kicks in the corner. Miz has all three in opposite corners. He hits the running dropkick on Wyatt, hits one on Cena. Miz sends Wyatt out, hits the one on AJ, and hits the Miz line in the corner. Miz goes for the crown, good old Jimmy King. Bray Wyatt ends up pulling him off, but he ends up eating the skull-crushing finale on the outside. Miz with a flying body press. Cena catches him, picks him up. AA, 1, 2, 3. Miz is gone. And no need to build any moments for the mixed tag because they already did that earlier with Maurice and Nikki.
But they went the opposite way to how it should have happened.
They should have flipped it. I agree. So AJ and Bray double team John Cena. And eventually this leads to Bray taking AJ out. He goes for the senton. He misses. Cena hits the shoulder tackle, proto bomb on Styles, proto bomb on Bray. And he ends up hitting a 10-knuckle shuffle.
I'm surprised after that happened, the crowd didn't try and do a Ty Dillinger thing.
Oh my God, I don't think they were thinking about it.
Given that they did throughout pretty much the rest of the show.
Because those two kids with the John Cena shirts that they were painting to all night, thank you, Kevin Dunn, they were super excited when this was happening. It looked like their hero was going to win and going to retain the championship. But oh no, the people that listened to Uncle Dave knew something was about to happen that was going to change the direction of this match, and it was going to happen soon.
Well, with respect, we knew. I didn't think it was going to happen the way it did.
It kind of has to after all that's been done to him.
When Cena got him up ready for the AA and reversed it into Sister Abigail, I was like, well, he's kicking out because, he's kicked out of the Styles Clash.
Nope.
And then the free count happens, and I'm like, wow. They actually had Bray eliminate Cena. And I'm going, well, it's probably happening now. There was the inkling in the back of my head that it isn't going to happen. Vince is going to do all this and do switcheroo because it's too obvious. Because Dave reported on it.
Well, we took a minute to get to that because right after the 10-knuckle shuffle, AA on Wyatt, he goes for AJ. AJ hits the Clash. Cena kicks out of the Clash. AJ sets up for the springboard, and Cena ducks, hits the AA. AJ kicks out. Cena goes to the top of the pod and dives off onto both men, with Bray actually catching more of it. Goes for the AA, Wyatt reverse Sister Abigail, 1, 2, 3. The crowd just were beside themselves. It was a very awesome reaction too. Oh yeah, I don't want to mention this. Earlier, I'm reading my notes and I'm realizing that they're all over the place. So I have to mention that at one point in the match, Ambrose hit the Orange Crush on AJ on the chains. Oh, that's way down, but still, I had to bring that up.
Yeah, there was that ridiculous spot on the mat on the outside.
Right. So
it's disappeared.
We got a brand new champion. John Cena is officially a transitional champion. Don't forget, he was the first one to lose the Money in the Bank briefcase contract match too. So yeah. It's down to Bray Wyatt and AJ Styles. And they go at it. And they go at it hardcore. So, I'll go to my notes on this one. So, it's down. AJ basically drop kicks the knee out of Bray. It's a sliding D for a near fall. And it gets countered when Bray goes for the Exorcist walk. Goes for Sister Abigail. AJ counters the roll-up, 1-2, and a kick out. And he hits the rush, the numerous strikes, the spinning back fist. And it gets stopped with a huge lariat from Bray. Almost gets the win right there. And AJ is picked up. And at this point, he's going for the Uranagi. AJ elbows out of it. He ducks the clothesline, hits the Pele kick, and he hits a Shining Wizard, which for some reason Morrow called the Busaiku knee. AJ goes for the springboard. Yeah, AJ sets for the springboard 450. He hits it. Bray kicks out of it. AJ pulls off the elbow pad, rock style, setting up for the springboard forearm. He dives off right into Sister Abigail. Bray Wyatt finally is the WWE champion. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. So, no. You misheard it because I actually heard what they said. Pedro says, by the way, did you hear someone yell, kill yourself to John as he climbed up the pod? The actual wording that I remember hearing specifically when he was climbing up the cell, the guy yelled, don't kill yourself, Cena.
Yeah, there was some stupid cunts in the crowd trying to do that stuff.
I heard that.
Also, that Kevin Dunn and his fucking camera angles.
Oh my God, just stop.
Randy Orton won. Let's get some tattoo bitch that's clearly on heroin going, yeah, because she's got a pint of beer in her hand.
Yeah, I'm trying to read.
I'm actually reading real fucking news here. There's a bloody dam in California that might be about to collapse and flood everybody. And all people care about is Adele and Beyonce. Good to know.
And we're live here talking about wrestling somewhere, so there you go.
So yeah, area, stay safe.
Indeed. This was good. I mean, I enjoyed the chamber very much. It was a very interesting way to get to everything, but I think it all made sense. I don't understand why you had Corbin run wild, and then the next thing you know, they make him look like a total goof by getting beat with a roll-up. But I understand why they did it, because it's setting up for Corbin to face Ambrose for the Intercontinental title. See, when you look at the prospective summer card for WrestleMania this year, when you look at it, a lot of things really led to those matches tonight. So this was all about getting everything lined up for WrestleMania. So by and large, I think it was a pretty good show overall. Your thoughts, Ashley?
I think this is why we shouldn't have a chamber match every year.
How's that?
In all honesty, it's the first proper chamber match in 3 years.
Oh God, absolutely.
Because the 2 years ago, nobody fucking remembers because Cena versus Owen. That's all people cared about. So yeah, I think it's more important, in all honesty. The result happened. We had like the stare down at the end.
Yep, the stare down with Randy Orton at the end worked really well. Now we're gonna have to go that direction.
Yeah, you see, finally. That's the thing. overall, it's a decent show.
Right.
And it's probably worth watching just for the two male events. Because the tag team division is not males. They're idiots. And nearly all the women's matches were average to what the fuck were you thinking, Nikki and Natty?
This is true. I mean, overall, I think the show basically did deliver. It's basically the second half of the show, which is really like sets it apart.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you could skip the pre-show and you can watch the first match and then you could skip the second match. And then if you want to watch the tag match, I mean, I guess you can. I think just wait till the Usos come out because that's the only time that people really cared about the match.
If you're not that bothered about Mickey and Becky, skip to 90 minutes in. Because I'd say the last three matches, even though the whole Naomi thing doesn't make sense on paper,
right?
Actually, was a surprise. That was the thing. Nobody saw it coming. I don't think many people did. It does make sense because I don't get away from Charlotte losing to an NXT person in Orlando.
Well,
so it makes more sense to have the girl born and raised in Orlando have the title going in.
No, it doesn't.
Rather than,
but
then if she wins it in her hometown, it sort of gets overshadowed anyway.
Well, it's going to anyway because there's so many things that are going to be like the boyhood or, in this case, girlhood dream coming true. There's so many storylines just hinging on that this year. I guess we'll see. So, real quick, Logan says Fastlane looking like a mess show. Yeah, very much so. Raw pay-per-views are really cookie cutter. You want to shake things up? Have Owens retain. Have Sami Zayn win the U.S. title. And do Zayn and Owens at WrestleMania. There's still time, gentlemen. There's still time. But they're not going to do it, unfortunately. We'll see where we go on Raw. I mean, obviously, this has nothing to do with Elimination Chamber. There's not going to be a fallout until we talk about it on Wednesday. So, Raw's got some interesting things going on. Roman Mania. We'll see where we go from here, honestly, where we're going on this. The official breakup of Owens and Jericho will probably happen here unless they just tease it and build it and build it and build it and let it happen at Fastlane if Jericho costs Owens the title. Let us not forget about Roman Reigns and Roman Rumble. Two Samoans named Joe, making it work. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And we're gonna get Neville against Austin Aries at WrestleMania 2. So life is good. Which means we'll start to build.
Oh wait, I'm not the one that's fucking going, you bastard.
Yeah, it's funny because there was a match over the weekend. Nakamura and Hero teaming up against. I think it was Almas and it might be Almas and Rude. That might be possible.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were thinking that it's going to be Hero against Almas at TakeOver. I'm like, no, it's not. it's gonna be Hero and Rude because they set that up perfectly at Full Sail, and I have a feeling they're gonna follow through with it at UCF. So
You heard what they're calling the team, haven't you?
which team?
Shinsuke and Hero.
Strong Style Kings of Wrestling.
No.
Kings of Strong Style.
Yayo, no.
Oh, that's horrible. God dang, that's worse than hell no.
Even though Yayo, I don't think is. I'm trying to think, is it? I don't know whether they would have copyrighted that in New Japan. I don't know.
At this point, they probably need to start doing that kind of stuff. So that's your show. Vince McMahon loves Samoan men.
I think Takashi Iizuka merch would sell better in WWE shows than Roman Reigns's.
Yeah, just as long as Nia Jax stops doing the Rainmaker.
Both of them are fucking hated.
So that's our show. Tomorrow, Raw. As soon as the show's over, we'll go live. They're in Vegas, so things should happen. Goldberg's there. Lesnar's not because you saw us, so it should be interesting. This is the Owens-Jericho Love Fest, the Festival of Friendship. So let's hope that doesn't end Owens and Jericho outright. Could be curious to see what happens on the road to Fastlane in a couple of weeks. Fastlane is literally 2 weeks away now. So not too much longer. 3 weeks away. Not 2 weeks.
WrestleMania, apparently.
God, 48 days till WrestleMania now. Yes, it's crazy. It's this close. And hopefully after WrestleMania they'll right the wrongs and they'll bring some top guys to SmackDown. And God help it if they take any more people from NXT other than the Revival. That's our show, Raw tonight. So stay tuned for that. Wednesday Wrestling Popcast, 9 p.m. We talk about SmackDown and 205 Live, NXT. We're going to talk about Ring of Honor and the newest member of the Bullet Club, which I know that a lot of people are split about. So we're gonna discuss that. New Japan. We're going to be talking New Japan. We'll talk What Culture Pro Wrestling and True Destiny, and we'll get a nice full report of that. And we're also going to be talking the worlds of MMA and UFC, so that should be pretty fun. Acer says, interesting Elimination Chamber, title main event match overall. Great stuff between all the competitors. So happy Bray finally captured the title. Welcome to the era of Wyatt. Yeah, let's hope it's not a transitional champion as well. Even though Randy Orton's getting the shot at Mania, I'd love to see Bray walk in with the title and walk out with it as well. Oh, yeah, Bayley and Sasha is tomorrow, yeah. Can't be Sasha. Bayley and Charlotte is tomorrow, yeah. That's right. Bayley and Charlotte is tomorrow. Forgot about that. Yeah. Sasha will probably turn on Bayley at Fastlane. That'll lead to that horrible multi-woman match that they're doing at Mania that they don't need to do. I don't know why Nia Jax is in that match. I hope they change their mind about that, but they won't. So that's your show this week. Like I said, quick programming note, other than the shows I just mentioned, wrestling videos, obviously. We got Sip and Snack on Thursday. Friday, AJ's movie reviews is going to be A Cure for Wellness, Fist Fight, and The Great Wall. Saturday will probably be the final Academy Awards prediction video. We'll bring that out. We're also going to film our Spirit Awards predictions, which are coming out the week after as well. So stay tuned for that. And another Versus coming out your way, so have some fun with that one. The Versus that's going to be coming your way next week should be fun, so looking forward to that. Smackdown branded pay-per-view, Elimination Chamber, the next exclusive Raw pay-per-view at Fastlane. Interesting Raw in Vegas. Charlotte's the champion, though. Sasha has some unfinished business with Nia Jax. Yeah, I don't care. I don't like Nia Jax either. She's not getting it right away, I guess. She's a really nice lady, I'm sure, but I just I don't buy her as a killer. I just don't. She's not Aja Kong. She's not Bull Nakano, no matter how much they want her to be. So that's the end of the show. Real quick, I want to thank Jeremy and Aiden Quinn and Pedro, and Acer, and Logan for being in chat tonight. Thank you guys out there for watching and listening to us and spending your early Monday morning here with Popcast Network. Yeah, Logan says, yeah, nice. Stop using the Rainmaker. Thank you, Logan. You took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, it's wonderful because you've got her using the Rainmaker. You've got Damo doing the One-Winged Angel, even though I knew he was doing it back then anyway. Who do you like more, Braun Strowman or Nia Jax? Can I choose option 3? Killian Dane. That's who I like more, Acer.
The actual clipboard is the list of Jericho.
The list of Jericho is better than Strowman and Nia Jax. Again, I heard
no. I don't mean the list itself. I just mean the clipboard. The clipboard has more integrity than Braun and Nia put together.
Again, I heard Braun's a really nice guy. A lot of people met him at Horror Nights last year. I was at Bill and Ted when they were at Krampus, so I wasn't able to meet him or Bray. But I heard he's a really nice guy, but I don't care about him as a wrestler. I just don't. I think that's our show. Once again, I want to thank everyone for joining us. If you got here because of Acer sending you our way, thank you again. This is the end of our show, but the archive will be up in just a little bit here on the network. So check that out. And all of the Popcasts are archived here on the network. So you want to hear the thoughts that Ashley and myself and the other members of the Popcaster panel were thinking about Raw or SmackDown or NXT or Ring of Honor, of the pay-per-views, of NXT TakeOver, all that stuff available right here on the Popcast folder here on this network. So, Ashley, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter at Ash is my name UK. Videos and shit will be happening at some point, probably.
Okay. And as always, follow along with me on Twitter.
I was confused because I was looking at my feed and it's like the Raw one's already up. Huh?
Anyway, so follow along on Twitter with the network at Popcast Network. Follow me on Twitter at Sir Owen Disney. You can like our Facebook fan page at Popcast Network. Our Zazzle merch available at Popcast Network, and we have a Patreon now at Popcast Network. Like I said, big shout out to everyone on the network that was in chat tonight. Links to everyone's Twitters and YouTube channels are in the description bar. Follow Acer on Twitter at Acer1337, yes in a row, for all the podcasts you should be listening to, wrestling and or otherwise. And also follow his channel, Acer5000. Check out Pedro on Twitter at Evil Takes Root, Logan on Twitter at LoganBurton10. And big happy birthday to Cleveland. Yes. Happy birthday to the Black Arrow himself. Always controversial, Cleveland Henry. You can shoot him a message if you like at ControCleve. Big shout out to Mr. Entertainment at Mr. ENT92 for Witten Miller of the Elite, as well as Scott of the Elite. And that would be Jedi Wit 82, Miller McGinn, which is MCGHIN, and GR8 Trav, TRAVLN Scott. And links to Scott, Cleveland, Aaron, and Acer's channels in the description bar below. Make sure to keep in touch with Acer on all social media platforms. Acer says Charlotte is the queen of pay-per-view for a reason. Will she be queen of Raw? She retains against Bayley. We shall see. Jericho and Kevin Owens, the BFFs, though. Yes, very true. So, as always, thank you for joining us tonight. And in a world where there are a billion wrestling podcasts, we're very pleased that once more tonight you have chosen a Popcast. I want to thank everyone for watching. Thanks, everyone, for listening. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.
49 days and 48 days, and I can't be bothered to finish this song because it just involves days.